Nice to see you. All right. Thank you all very much for being with us. I want to thank Colonel Sneed, all of the deputy mayors, the city council members that are with us today. I don't know if we have everybody, but I'm sure they'll be here shortly. Chief Surpass, Chief Parent, Dr. Elder, Dr. DeSalvo, Colonel Fleming, Marcia St. Martin, Surgeon Waterboard Tim Duty, and Susan McClay are here from the Southeast Flood Protection Authority, Justin Augustine from the Regional Transit Authority. Entergy is with us today, Mark Romig with the New Orleans Tourism Marketing Corporation, Kelly Schultz with the Convention and Visitors Bureau, all of the individuals that are a part of the Homeland Security team. So I thank you very much for being here today. As all of you know by now, Hurricane Isaac is moving rapidly. It is moving at 16 miles per hour. It has not yet been declared, but shortly we expect that it will be declared a storm that is going to gain hurricane strength. So now is the time for the citizens of New Orleans to begin to prepare. I've had a conversation with the governor earlier today. I've had the chance to talk to all of the parish presidents in the metropolitan area of New Orleans, including John Young, Vijay St. Pierre, Natalie Robotin. I've communicated with Pat Brister, Billy Nungesser, and Gordon Burgess. It's really important that we as a region stay together and stay focused. And now is the time to get what we call in battle rhythm. And so I have signed an emergency order today. Hey, Jackie, welcome. Declaring a state of emergency so that everybody in the city of New Orleans can begin to prepare. As I said, now is a time when I sense there is a high level of anxiety. The timing of this storm coming on, as fate would have it, the anniversary of Katrina, has everybody in a state and sense of alertness, and that is a good thing. It is important to be on high alert. It's also important to just stay prepared. Because of the uncertainty of this storm, it is really hard to tell, given the speed that it is going and the uncertainty of the direction, what the course of action is going to be in the next 3 days. So out of the abundance of caution, we are asking everybody to begin to prepare. It is expected inland on Tuesday night or Wednesday in the morning as a Category 2 storm. There is a potential for 12 to 16 inches of rain localized through the area on Wednesday. Right now there's a 20 or 30% chance that we're going to have hurricane force winds, but you should act as though we're going to have them. So again, as I said, now is really not the time to panic, but it is the time to engage, to get ready. Throughout the year, we've talked about being prepared. Now's the time to begin to execute those preparedness issues that we are talked about. We are preparing for a significant rain and wind event with the possibility for localized flooding and power outages. Remember, a lot of times it's hard to predict whether it's going to be a wind event or a weather event or electrical event. With Katrina, Ike, Gustav, and Rita, we've had a combination of all of the above. So we should be prepared for anything that must come in our way. We are going to prepare to shelter in place at this point in time, and so whatever supplies you have on hand, you should think about how you are going to spend some time without water or without power. Again, we're not predicting that that is going to happen, but in the event that it does, you should be prepared. You should clear your gutters and your storm drains. I'm telling you now that citizens, as of tomorrow night, are going to be able to park on the neutral ground so that you can move your cars to higher ground to be prepared. Begin to secure your property, including loose furniture or debris. Board up your windows, hatch down the shutters, and as I said before, get your supplies ready and prepare to lose power, which you would do in the event that you did. All of the capital construction projects in this city are securing their sites. As of right now, City Hall will be open tomorrow. We will have another press conference, unless things change, sometime around lunch tomorrow to get a clearer picture of what closings look like and predictions going forward for the rest of the week. Again, be prepared to go in any direction that is called for. The community meeting that is scheduled for tomorrow night, Councilmember Hedge Morrell in District D is canceled. We will reschedule that at a time that is convenient for all of us and before the budget process starts. The airport, as of today, is completely operational, but in constant communication with airlines. Once we start seeing 40-mile-an-hour winds on the ground at the airport, it is likely that the airlines will decide to stop flying. So, again, that's part of the hurricane trajectory, but the airlines will make that determination, and we will continue to be in close contact with Mark and a couple Kelly, with all of the individuals that are in town. We have a small convention in town now. There'll be a larger convention in town at the end of the week. We are in communication with all of those individuals in the tourism industry. We'll stay in communication with them. So to reiterate, citizens have to be prepared. We have to shelter in place, clean your gutters, secure your property, board your windows, prepare and get your supplies: bottled water, perishable food and can opener, prescription medications, and of course flashlights, batteries, and a battery-powered radio. If you want to sign up for email and text alerts, ready.nola.gov. Ready.nola.gov. This allows city officials to contact citizens with important safety information during emergencies. Now, out of the abundance of caution, let me say very clearly for everybody, neither the airport nor the Superdome nor the convention center is going to be an emergency of last, or a shelter of last resort. And so in the event that an evacuation is called, everybody needs to make preparations, because we will not be sheltering there. In the event that you have to shelter in place, you should begin your preparations to do so. Again, we are just on high alert. I know that the anxiety level is high. The storm is somewhat uncertain. Out of the abundance of caution, we have begun to take these precautions as quickly as we can. And so we will stay in touch with you. As I said, our emergency operation team is operating, as are the emergency operation teams for each of the presidents. The governor has activated the EOC on the state level. We've been through this many, many, many times before. And the best part of wisdom is to prepare for the worst and to hope for the best. We are right now at what they call H-34. If the storm continues to move at 16 miles an hour in the direction that it's gone, and it doesn't change course, it should get here in 34 hours, which puts it late Tuesday night or early Wednesday morning. And so, again, we will give you continuous updates. All of these individuals are standing around me today because they are all in some form or fashion responsible for the emergency operations system. So I want to thank them. They have been working around the clock, and their teams and the emergency response teams will continue to do so for a long time. Two things. 311 will be operational 24/7 starting at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. I would ask you, if it's an emergency, call 911. If it's not an emergency, call 311. I'll leave it up to your judgment to determine that. Last year, a lot of folks were calling to report potholes to 911 during the storm. That is not an emergency. It's not a hurricane emergency. Let's say this. So I'd ask everybody again. There's going to be a tremendous amount of stress on the system. The system certainly can sustain whatever stress comes its way relating to emergencies. But if it's a non-emergency, 311. If it's a real emergency, 911. All right? So with that, I'm going to call up Colonel Jerry Sneed, and then after that, Sheriff Guzman, Chief Surpass, Chief Parent, the Sewerage and Water Board, U.S. Corps of Engineers, Deputy Mayor Grant for Capital, Commissioner Karen DeSalvo for Health, Michelle Thomas, and then we'll ask the council members to make comments if they choose. All righty? Thank you. Colonel, excuse me for a second.
Sorry.
That'll teach me to be out of position, Mr. Mayor.
Okay.
I just want to let everybody know that all the public safety agencies are fully operational, fully ready to go, and they're maneuvering any assets they need to be prepared to handle any situation. The Emergency Operations Center will go 24-hour operations starting at noon tomorrow for as long as need be. And again, we're here to ensure we take care of our citizens. And again, like the mayor said, now's a great time to go to ready.nola.gov to look to see how you should be getting prepared also.
Thank you.
Thanks. Based upon our protocol, which is in conjunction with the Department of Corrections and the Louisiana Sheriff's Association, we have activated our emergency plan. We expect that beginning tomorrow, we will be moving some of the inmates out of the temporary structures, and we're obviously monitoring the storm, and depending upon course and intensity, we may have more evacuations.
Great. Thank you, Sheriff. Chief Surpass.
Thank you. The police department's ready.
Over the last 2 weeks, we've tested more than one system for our hurricane preparedness, and we feel good about the response. All officers are aware of where they're supposed to be, when they're supposed to be there, and what would be their secondary locations. We want to continue to remind everybody, 911 is for a life-threatening emergency, 821-2222 is for general police needs, and starting at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, 311. 311 will be open nonstop throughout the remainder of this event so that you can call and report down lines, down traffic signals, whatever it might be. Life-threatening 911, otherwise please don't tie up the 911 system.
Great, thank you. Chief Parent?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd just like to remind everybody that wind and water is not the only hazards associated with a hurricane. Fires and accidents are also a large hazard with this hurricane. We'd like you to practice generator safety and candle safety. Do not leave any candles unattended in your house if your power goes out. And New Orleans Fire Department is prepared and will respond throughout this event.
Thank you. Marcy? You got it.
The Surgeon Water of New Orleans is prepared. All three water systems, drinking water, wastewater, and stormwater, pump operators, wastewater operators, as well as water purification operators will be on duty and will remain focused, and we are prepared.
Thank you. We had an issue with saltwater intrusion. Colonel Fleming, who is going to speak to that issue, as well as preparedness of the levees. Colonel Fleming, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and thank you for your leadership at this critical time. The Corps of Engineers is prepared and ready for Hurricane Isaac. The system that is in place is the best system that the greater New Orleans area has ever seen. We do have a couple of small construction gaps where our contractors have them coming in and out. Those will be closed by 8 o'clock tomorrow evening. In terms of the bigger structures, we will reach the triggers to close the surge barrier out at Lake Bourne, as well as the West Closure Complex on the West Bank, as well as the Seabrook Gate at the head of the industrial canal where it meets the lake. For the mariners, the IHNC lock is transporting outbound traffic only. We are not allowing any vessels into the IHNC corridor. They are only going outbound, meaning into the river and upriver at this time. Last thing in terms of the salt water and the sill that we have been building in the river, a short duration surge of water upriver will have a very minimal impact on the salt water. And when you combine that with the rain that we think we're going to see, of course the rain wants to wash downstream, the surge wants to push the salt water upstream, it will have a very minimal impact on any of the intakes at Orleans or Jefferson Parish. So we don't see salt water being an issue at this time. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you very much. Deputy Mayor Grant, please, capital projects.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Public Works has all of its contractors and staff on standby for road repairs and to close all of our capital projects. We have multiple catch basin crews out cleaning catch basins and prepared to clean catch basins. Our staff is on standby to install temporary stop signs and traffic signs should they go down, and we will be securing all of our capital projects, both facilities and Public Works projects, on tomorrow by the end of the day. RTA is operating at normal operating times and schedules as we speak.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Karen DeSalvo, Dr. DeSalvo, thank you.
Just want to reassure everybody that the hospitals and health system have been preparing for the last several days and feel ready to be in place in the event of a storm. We've been working with homeless providers and shelters to assure that there is adequate capacity to take people off the streets if that's necessary. It's a good time to remind everybody that if you are on medication, that you should make sure you have a 1-week supply so that you don't run out. So be certain to get in touch with your providers and get your medications in order. Thank you.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor of Operations, Michelle Thomas.
The Departments of Parks and Parkways and Sanitation, their crews and equipment are ready to go to remove debris as soon as the event is over. Our forestry unit will be working through the night until it's no longer safe for them to be out. Sanitation will do regular pickup tomorrow on Monday. However, we're asking residents to take in their cans and carts on no later than Monday evening because we will not be doing regular pickup on Tuesday and Wednesday.
Great. All right. Well, thank you all very much. We have all of our council members that are with us today. Council President Head will begin, and other council members, if you wish to speak, you're more than welcome to do so. She can speak for all of us.
Thank you. To fellow New Orleanians, I think the first thing we need to do right now is to say a prayer that this is a dress rehearsal for an event that is way in the future, and that the storm will in fact subside and be nothing more than a rain event. To the extent that it doesn't, you of course received great advice today, and hopefully you will heed it. Please know that particularly your district council members will be in constant contact with you. As with our most recent event, Gustav, I believe they formed one of the best opportunities to gain information and to be in contact with your city government. So please lean on them and use them in that regard. Again, please heed the warnings that our mayor has given us today. Be safe, and God bless.
Great. Councilmember, thank you so much. And I want to thank all the other council members for being here. Does anybody else wish to speak? Oh, you guys are good? Senator Badgerwell, Mr. Charbonnet. All right, thank you all so very much. Let me just reiterate, and then we will open it up to questions. A couple of things. Number one, we always want to prepare for the worst, and you want to hope for the best. We've been through this many, many, many times before. The better part of wisdom. You ready? I'm sorry. The better part of wisdom here is to just be prepared. Be prepared to shelter in place. Be prepared tomorrow. If we dictate a certain direction, that you be prepared to move in that direction. It's always, a very difficult decision to make, but these storms change, and as you know, they cannot be controlled. So right now, what we know is that it is moving towards a Category 1. They expect that it's going to move to a Category 2. The pathway has been somewhat uncertainty. The cone of discomfort, as I like to call it, is a place where we are right now. And so at 16 miles an hour, if it continues to move that way, we should see something significant occur in the city very late Tuesday night, very early Wednesday morning. As I said, our teams are activated 24/7. We will have another briefing based on the best and the most immediate information before noon tomorrow. And as I've said before, be prepared. Really be thinking hard about it and being high alert. I know the anxiety level is high. So help your fellow citizens walk through which is going to be a couple of difficult days for us. And let's, again, prepare for the worst and hope for the best. So I thank you all for that. I know that the governor is going to have a press conference at 3:15. So we have a couple of minutes for questions so as not to step on his press event. And if we can keep him to that, we'll be happy to do that. If your questions are directed to a particular person, just direct it to them, and they'll step up to the microphone and respond. Colonel Snead will handle most of the detailed information as it relates to general Homeland Security, and I'll handle the ones that I can. Yes?
Mayor Landrieu, you said that the airport and Superdome will not be shelters of last resort. Will there be any shelters in the city of last resort?
Not of last resort. People, again, we've walked through this many, many, many times. We have practiced overtime. You have to be prepared to evacuate in the event that an evacuation is called. And I want to just underline that in the event that it is. I don't anticipate this at the moment based on the information that I have, but it will be as I have said. Yes.
For Lieutenant Fleming, are there any areas of weakness, any areas of concern right now in flood protection that we have here in New Orleans?
Yeah, my one area of concern is that people don't listen to the mayor. When the mayor makes a suggestion or if he has to direct anything, that people should heed the words of the local elected officials.
Mayor, you said
Thank you.
perishable food. Did you mean not?
No, I did. I thank you so much. That a trick question? Yes, I meant I meant non-perishable food. And again, I want to assure the residents of the metropolitan area. The parish presidents are in communication all of the time. We talk on a regular basis during this storm. When we're not in storm season, we meet on a regular basis. We drill and we try very hard to stay in communication with each other, really on an as-go basis. And so we are very mindful of the fact, because many of us have been through Katrina and Rita and Ike and Gustav and the oil spill, that we don't want to pull the trigger too early. But certainly we don't want to pull the trigger too late. And I know that I've told this story many times, but during Katrina, when we asked somebody how come they didn't evacuate, and did you see the governor on TV or the lieutenant governor on TV or the mayor on TV, they said, yeah, but we don't believe anything you politicians say. You should believe it now. This is a battle-tested area. We will not ask you to do something that we do not think is in the best interest of the city. And as I said, I spoke to the governor earlier today. We're on the same page, and we will continue to be so and hope that we make the best call to do what we think is the safest thing for our citizens.
We'll take a few more, Scott. On that note, Mayor Landrieu, 7 years after Katrina, do you feel like the conversation is starting earlier and that the city is maybe better prepared in looking at this a little bit sooner than 7 years ago?
Well, first of all, I feel the anxiety. All of us, you can kind of feel it and you think, oh my goodness, could this possibly happen again? The answer is, of course it can. Is it likely that it's going to happen again? Who knows? That's not the point. It's absolutely true that we are better prepared. Colonel Fleming didn't talk much about the hurricane investments that we have made, but millions and millions and millions, hundreds of millions of dollars. We are much, much better prepared structurally than we were before. And I do think that we have been through a number of other very difficult instances, so I think the citizens are much more prepared and much more sophisticated. But at the end of the day, what it has to equal is when the sound goes off, everybody's got to know where they're going and what they're doing. And I think we're much better at making a decision about when that exactly is. This is not an exact science. We cannot control the weather. But again, we will stay on top of it, and I feel like we're much, much better prepared and we're better battle tested than we have been in a long time.
You pointed out this is a really confounding storm that's pointing in 15 different directions. One of those models that they're looking at is the nasty one heading straight for the city. Are there concerns about the speed at which we can do a full evacuation if that one turns out to be the right one?
Well, I think the answer to that is I believe that we are far enough ahead of it and that we will watch it on an hour-by-hour basis. And if there is a need to ramp up our decision-making process, we will. At the moment, based on the information that we have, given the fact that the storm's traveling at 16 miles an hour in the direction that it's heading right now, we believe that the best time to have another discussion is, or to make some decisions, is tomorrow morning before 12 o'clock. Again, that could change. You may see me back in here in a couple of hours, or you may see me at 12 o'clock at night, or you may see me at 6 o'clock in the morning. We're watching this on an as-you-go basis because we want to follow our own advice, which is to prepare for the worst and to hope for the best. But I feel like we're in where we need to be at the moment. Again, I would say this, that when people ask me, how will an evacuation work, the question depends on how compliant everybody is. If everybody does what they're supposed to do for themselves, then the work that all of these folks have to do is much, much less. The same thing is true about recovery. So again, so much of this is going to be citizen-driven. We're just putting everybody on high alert and hope that you've prepared as we've asked you to over the past couple of months. Yes.
You're repeating yourself, but I've already heard a number of people say, even if a mandatory evacuation is called, that they won't leave. What would you say to those people in preparing to leave?
You're making a mistake. If you're called upon to leave, you should leave. We will not say it lightly. We don't take these things lightly. We've been through them before. We have seen the results of people thinking that they somehow are stronger than storms. These things are very unpredictable. I'll remind everybody that we thought Katrina was going to be a wind and water event. It turned into a levee break event. That's not something that we expected. In Ike and Gustav, we expected wind and water. It turned into an electrical event. So one of the things that we've learned here is to be prepared for the unexpected, and caution is always the better part of wisdom in these regards. Yes.
Are there any school closures planned at this point? If not, when will that decision be made? And also, how much time do you need to evacuate people?
Exactly. I think both of those decisions are going to be much clearer to us tomorrow morning before 12 o'clock. People should be prepared tomorrow for us to address that issue because we'll have more clarity on both the evacuation to the event that it's even in the realm of possibility. And the same thing about school closures. I'll have an opportunity to speak to school principals tonight. I'll talk to the council members and the other government leaders about government buildings in and around the city. But right now, given where it is, given the track, given the speed, given the strength, given the uncertainty, we think that we want to we will be in a better position to make a better decision tomorrow morning unless things change. And if they do change, of course, we will change with it. Fair enough? All right.